Hey, how's it going? This is your daily sweet talk for May 6th, 2023. What's in the public domain lately? Obviously, there was Winnie the Pooh. I guess Sherlock Holmes. I don't know when it recently. I don't know if that was like within the past year or within the past couple years, but it recently became fully in the public domain. So every Sherlock Holmes story, official Sherlock Holmes story, is in the public domain. Sherlock Holmes is an example of something that has been well utilized in the public domain, and there's a lot of good stories, games, movies, other series, books that have come out of that. I guess maybe not if you asked Arthur Conan Doyle. I don't know what they would think. Death of the author and all that. I don't know. We don't need to get into that. That's a different topic. What I wanted to talk about. So let's take Winnie the Pooh for example. What has come out of that? The most notable thing that has come from Winnie the Pooh being in the public domain is there was a very cheap looking, like low budget horror movie that came out of it. The type where they just take a thing and make it a killer, What if a Thanksgiving turkey was a killer? What if a Christmas tree was a killer? What if a snowman was a killer? What I feel like Wendy Williams the killer. What if a gingerbread man was a killer? What if a bong was a killer? And they're schlock movies. I think they're usually tongue in cheek. I don't know how tongue in cheek this one was. I know the studio went on to make a Grinch one, which is weird because the Grinch is not in the public domain. Also, for this movie, have I talked about this before? Oh God, I hope I'm not redoing a topic. Whatever. For this movie, they have Winnie the Pooh in the red shirt. It was like very clearly the Disney Winnie the Pooh. Because you'll see, like, well, the book. I mean, the books. It was like a little yellow bear too. I was gonna say, I've seen other things that have come out of this that look very much like the Disney one, but the Disney one is also pretty close to the books, just with a red shirt. So it's really the red shirt that makes it the Disney one. But I saw another thing. I was like, it looked like someone was making like a Winnie the Pooh indie game, and I was like, oh, this looks neat. Like, oh, it's they're gonna adapt the books into a game, but it was actually like a horror virus based puzzle game with like Winnie the Pooh as a framing for it or whatever. Nothing against that, whatever. It's like it seems like a creative game. But it just got me thinking, like, are we gonna get a good the Disney adaptations of Winnie the Pooh are good, but are like if it's in the public domain now, I would like to see people do stuff with Winnie the Pooh. I'm just Winnie the Pooh is just an example here, but like do stuff with Winnie the Pooh that isn't just like edgy for the sake of being like for the sake of being not Disney. Or yeah, I don't know. Like people who actually like Winnie the Pooh and want to tell a good Winnie the Pooh story. Um Maybe they think Disney's got that covered, but they don't need to anymore because it's in the public domain. Disney doesn't have a monopoly on Winnie the Pooh anymore. So let's get some new. If people are gonna do stuff with Winnie the Pooh, let's get some stuff that like respects the spirit of the work. It's fine if there's other stuff that doesn't. Again, that game like neat. Like there's nothing wrong with that. But is this all there is? This is what it seems like. Is when this stuff gets in public domain, it's like I think Peter Pan. They're like, oh, they're gonna make a Peter Pan horror movie because it's in public domain. There's been plenty of fine Peter Pan adaptations anyway, though. But I've yet to see. Maybe it's just because it's early. It doesn't seem like anyone's interested in doing anything with Winnie the Pooh, and that's again just an example. I can't think of anything else that's been in public domain recently, but more things are gonna come. So